Hi, my name is Nafata Raza. My metric number is 2019858094.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Sabrina binti Ismail and my metric number is 2019663898.
Assalamualaikum. I am Nur Zati binti Kamal Zaman. My student ID is 2019290622.
My name is Nur Maisara Kamarul binti Kamal Zaini. My metric number is 2019455444 and I will be presenting part B, interim reporting.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Umar Shadi bin Muhammad Dia, student ID 2020108690.
Hi, I am Nur Zati binti Kamal Zaman. I would like to present about the company background. Comfort Glove Berhad is engaged in the manufacture and trading of natural and synthetic specialty examination glove. The company segments includes of manufacturing, investment holding and others. The manufacturing segment is engaged in the manufacture and trading of latex glove, while the investment holding segment comprises of investment holding and provision of management services, and its other segment is involved in the trading of latex glove. Comfort Glove Berhad has two manufacturing plants located in Simpang and Matang, Taiping, Perak. The company leading by Datuk Lau Eng Guan. This is a group structure of Comfort Glove Berhad. There is several private companies under the Comfort Glove Berhad, which is Comfort Rubber Glove Industries Sdn Berhad that engage in manufacturing and trading of latex glove. And the Gallant Quality Sdn Berhad is the trading company. And the PBT Sdn Berhad, High Quality Industries Sdn Berhad, Pacewell Asia Sdn Berhad is the dormant company. As we can see here, this is the innovation to the core of the company from year 1991 till current. The factors of segmental reporting is first to help financial statement users better understanding about our company's performance. Second, to better assess our company's prospect for future cash flow. And last but not least, easy to make more informed judgments of our company as a whole. The type of segment in the segmental reporting is manufacturing, trading, investment holding, and others. What is shift of decision making? The shift of decision making, also known as CODM, is a function and not necessarily a person. It can be CEO, COO, the senior management team, or the board of directors. The CODM must get involved in doing planning.
Assalamualaikum, I am Nur Sabrina and I will take over this presentation from Izati. The CODM of Comfort Glove Berhad is Mr. Lau Juyong, which appointed as Group Chief Executive Officer on 31st March 2021. His function is to allocate resources and assess the performance of the operating segments. CODM also need to have a strategic management to be responsible for determining whether there should be a corporate planner or not. Other than that, they are also responsible for reporting the results of the strategic management process to the board of directors. They also need to have face-to-face meetings with other executives to make plans and be responsible for the final decisions of the plan. Next is to reproduce a segmental report. Comfort Glove Berhad earlier has 4 types of segment, and we will reproduce that into 3 reportable segment, which is manufacturing, investment holding and trading, and another one of 9 reportable segment for others. We first need to identify the reportable segment of the company. This is the process of identifying the reportable segment for the company. First, we need to identify the chief operating decision maker. Next is to identify the components of the business or operating segments. Third one is to identify the operating segments that require separate disclosure as reportable segment, and then disclose the segment info using measures reported to management and reconcile to financial statement amount. And the last one is to provide the entity-wide disclosure. Next is the threshold for reportable segment. An operating segment can be recognized as reportable segment to Comfort Gulf Berhad when it meets any of the requirement of the quantitative threshold. The first one is using the 10% threshold. It has to be 10% or more of its total reported revenues from sales to external customers and inter-segments. Second one is to be 10% or more of amount of segments reported profits and loss compared with the profit and loss of all segments. And the last one is the total asset of the operating segment compared with the total asset of operating segment need to be 10% or more. If it does not meet the criteria, it can be designated as reportable segment despite the size. It has to be combined with other similar segment to keep the 10% rules and included as an all other segment category. Other than 10% test, we need to do a 75 rules that based on total external revenues of reportable segment that divided over the total external revenue for all operating segments of Comfort Gulf Berhad. The additional segment that non-reportable would be considered as reportable segment until the 75% is reached. Now this is the reproduction of reportable segment for Comfort Gulf Berhad. The information of the operating segment is for manufacturing. It holds its total revenue for 722,001,565 ringgit and total inter-segment of 214,483,303 ringgit. It also profit at 357,211,971 ringgit and the identifiable asset is at 748,436,685 ringgit. The investment holding doesn't have revenue and hold its total inter-segment at 1.2 million ringgit and profit show at RM91864,666 ringgit, while the identifiable asset is at 286,376,463 ringgit. The trading total revenue is 224,445,740 ringgit and profit at 464,4,124 ringgit. The trading has identifiable asset of 85,918,910 ringgit. Other segment has no revenue or inter-segment, so it lost at 103,934 ringgit. The identifiable asset is at 143,442 ringgit. So, the total revenue of all segment is 946,447,305 ringgit. The inter-segment is 214,683,303 ringgit and profit at 453,916,16827 ringgit and identifiable asset of 1,120,875,500 ringgit.
To conduct 10% threshold test, we must calculate all the operating segment which consists manufacturing, investment holding, trading and others. Total revenue for all segments are 1,162,130,608 ringgit. The total revenue for an operating segment which include external and inter-segment will be divided by total revenue for all operating segment. If operating segment meet 10% threshold, it is classified as reportable segment. Meanwhile, if the operating segment did not meet 10% threshold test, it will be classified as non-reportable segment. After applying the test, we can conclude that Comfort Gulf Berhad has two reportable segments which are manufacturing and trading, since their total revenue is more than 10%, as the investment holding and others are classified as non-reportable segment because less than 10%. To conduct 10% threshold test for profit, we must calculate all the operating segment profit. The total profit for all segments are RM453,720,761 ringgit. The total operating profit for an operating segment which will be divided by operating profit for all operating segments. If operating segment meet 10% threshold, it is classified as reportable segment. Meanwhile, if the operating segment did not meet 10% threshold, it will be classified as non-reportable segment. After applying the test, we can conclude that CGB has two reportable segments for profit calculation, which are manufacturing and investment, since their total operating profit is more than 10%. Meanwhile, trading and others are classified as reportable segment because less than 10%. To conduct 10% threshold test for identifiable asset, we must calculate all the operating segment which consist manufacturing, investment holding, trading, and others. Total identifiable asset for all segments are RM1,120,875,500 ringgit. The total identifiable asset for an operating segment will be divided by total identifiable asset for all operating segments. If operating segment meet 10% threshold, it is classified as reportable segment. Meanwhile, if the operating segment did not meet 10% threshold test, it will be classified as non-reportable segment. After applying the test, we can conclude that CGB has two reportable segments, which are manufacturing and investment, since their total identifiable asset is more than 10%. As the trading and others are classified as non-reportable segment because less than 10%. After we identify the reportable segment, we need to calculate the 75% rule test. How to get the 75% rule test is the total external divided by total revenue. How to get the total external revenue is total revenue minus total intersegment revenue to get the total external revenue. Total revenue we get is RM1,162,130,608 ringgit. The intersegment revenue we get is RM215,683,303 ringgit. The total external is RM946,447,305 ringgit. To calculate 75% rule is the total external for only reportable segment divided by total revenue and exclude the investment holdings and others because most of it not reportable segment. So, only two operating segments will be calculated the total external and divide with total revenue. All 75% rule is the total external revenue reported by operating segment consists to less than 75% of the entity revenue. Additional of operating segment should be identified as reportable segment. Refer to our calculation, we get 81.44%, which is more than 75%. So, let's look out for the advantages and disadvantages in the segmental reporting. The advantages for segmental reporting are firstly is to consolidate financial statement, provide aggregated result with resulting loss of information. Next, highlight performance of the various parts of an organization. Lastly, enable users of financial statement to be better and able to predict the future profitability of an organization. Move to disadvantages in segmental reporting. Number one, will be lead to some costs being imposed on an organization. Second, competitors will have access to information concerning segment profitability. And lastly, may also provide encouragement for further entrance into the industry. So, in conclusion, the company used the segment reporting to help them assess the nature and financial effect of business activities as well as to understand the economic environment in which the company operates. CGB also used the segment reporting to document the performance of different areas within the business. Lastly, the report indicates which segment have a good performance and which is not performing well in the year.
Okay, now let's move to part B, which is MFRS134, interim reporting. First of all, I will explain the basis of preparation for the interim period. So there are two basis preparation of interim period. Firstly, there are integral method. Integral method is fractions of the annual report. The annual values times with fractions of the reporting period. Next, the second basis is the discrete method. So the discrete method is a separate period. The reports are prepared on a periodic basis. So Comfort Berhad prepares its interim reports on the basis of preparation of the discrete method, as the interim report is prepared in a separate period.
Statement of compliance. Okay, the financial statement of the group and the company have been prepared in accordance with the Malaysian Financial Reporting Standard (MFRS), International Financial Reporting Standards, and the requirement of the Companies Act 2006 in Malaysia for year end 31st January 2021.
Okay, next I will explain the accounting policies adopted by the Comfort Glove Berhad were consistent with the audited financial statement for year end 31st January and 2021. So among the accounting policies used by the Comfort Glove Berhad are firstly MFRS3. MFRS3 is a business combination established principles and requirements for how an acquirer in a business combination. So the core principles in this MFRS3 are that an acquirer measures the cost of the acquisition at the fair value of the consideration paid, allocated costs to the acquire identifiable assets and liabilities on the basis of their fair values, allocates the rest of the cost to the goodwill, and recognize any excess of acquired assets and liabilities over the consideration paid. A bargain purchase in profit or loss immediately. So the acquirer disclose information that enables users to evaluate the nature and financial effects of the acquisition. Next, the second one. The second is MFRS 116. The MFRS 116 defines property, plant, and equipment as tangible assets that are held by an entity for use in the production of goods and services, for rental to others, or for administrative or maintenance purposes, and are expected to be used during more than one reporting period. So example of the PPE is land, building, office equipment, machine, fixture and fitting, furniture, computer, and many more. For recognition and measurement, the PPE, other than freehold land and buildings, are measured at cost less accumulated depreciation and any accumulated impairment losses. So cost of assets includes expenditure that is directly attributable to the acquisition of the asset, cost directly attributable in bringing the asset to the working condition for its intended use, and the cost of dismantling and removing the item and restoring the site on which they are located. Subsequent cost is a cost of replacing a part of an item of PPE is included in the assets carrying amount or recognized as a separate asset when it is probable give future economic benefits and can be measured reliably. For depreciation, freehold land has an infinite life and therefore is not depreciated. So capital work in progress is stated at cost. So not depreciated until it is ready for intended use. So upon the completion, capital work in progress is transferred to categories of PPE depending on the nature of the asset. So the principal annual rates used are as follows. Lastly, the recognition. If an item of PPE is derecognized upon the disposal or when no future economic benefits are expected from its use or disposal. So any gain or loss arising on the derecognition of the asset is included in the profit or loss in the year the asset is derecognized.
And another members. Today, I want to present about interim report for company Comfort Glove Berhad, which is a public listed company in Bursa Saham Malaysia. So my part is interim report. So the type of report or the type of interim report this company is quarterly. So that means every 3 months the company will be presents their financial report. So there are 4 types of financial report. First, financial report, financial position. Second, profit and loss, comprehensive income. Third, statement of change of equity. Fourth is statement of cash flow. So for financial position, the comparison in interim report for quarterly will be first current quarter, and then will be compared with comparative cumulative within 12 months. So for the current will be quarter, and for comparison cumulative will be 12 months. Okay, next is statement of change of equity. Okay, statement for change of equity will be same and presented with statement of financial position. Basically, in interim report, the quarterly for 3 months for current statement of change of equity, starting from November 2020 until January 2021. For cumulative, will be same November 2019 until 2020, January 2020. Same goes to statement of cash flow. The statement of cash flow, the current quarter in interim report will be present current for 3 months, November 2020 until January 2021, and then for cumulative will be presented like November 2019 until January 2020. Okay, basically, for compulsory income, there are 4 types of periods. First, current quarter. Second, corresponding quarter. Okay, third is current year-to-date period, and then will be compared with corresponding year-to-date ended. Okay, what does it mean? Why the company show 4 types of periods? Okay, first, current quarter. Okay, for first period, current quarter will be compared with corresponding quarter. Okay, within for 3 months. Next is current year-to-date. Current year-to-date period is 12 months. So within for 1 year, company running a business, the revenue, cost of sales, and then other expenses, they will be cumulative for 1 year, and then will be compared for the previous years. Okay, that's why the company shows, or the company present current year to date ended and the corresponding year to date ended. First is special dividend. So special dividend, the company announced date 29 March 2021, and the payment for special dividend will be 13 April 2021. Okay, that means announcement and the payment, okay, will be effected for the next period. So why the company still need to announce the dividend, special dividends into the current audit report, or into the current financial report? Okay, first, because the reason is, first, the top priorities company Comfort Glove Berhad is to attract another investor, because the company can give benefit to investor. Okay. Second, to show that the fundamental of company for the current period is too strong. Okay, the share price, the dividend will be not affected on current period. Okay, so we can see only adjustment will be made on first quarter interim report ended 30 April 2021. Okay, you can see before adjustment on statement of change in equity, for return earning for expenses dividend paid, there's only we declare on return earning. But after adjustment, the company will be adjust dividend paid are for second interim dividend and special dividend RM 29,148,000 will be declared as a dividend paid on statement of equity exchange in the written earning to 30 April 2021 for first quarter interim report.
Next adjustment made by the company is earning per share. Explanation as stated in the slide. So the comparison is compared to the condensed unaudited consolidated statement of comprehensive income for the fourth quarter ended 31st January 2021. The earning per ordinary share attributable to owners of the company is for basic earning per share is 49.29 cents. Diluted earning per share is 49.29 cents. Compared to the audited statement, basic earning per share is 48.07 and diluted earning per share also 48.07 cents. Where are the adjustments for the earning per shares made by company?
Statement of cash flow. Okay, before adjustment, we can see statement of cash flow ended 31 January 2021. Okay, cash flow from finance activity, the dividend paid will be declared as RM 8,744 ringgit. But after the adjustment, statement of cash flow for the first quarter ended 38 April 2021. Okay, the dividend will be declared as RM 29,148,000.